cold, snowy night, Sam and Mama Bear were making cake for the neighbors. Sam said, "Let's go, go, go. The cakes will be ready tomorrow," said Mama Bear. "Okay," said Sam. So they kept on making cakes for their friends. The Mama Bear put Sam to bed. Sam was asleep when Mama checked. The next morning, Mama Bear made Sam breakfast and got him dressed. Then they all went to the green car and put all the red bags in the car. Then they counted the red bags. There were 20 red bags in all. So they got in the green car and took off, just the two of them. Then they got to the first sleepy house. Mama Bear stopped the green car and said, "Sam, do you want to do it all by yourself?" Sam said, "Well, I guess." So Sam walked into the snow all by himself, waving the red bag behind him to Mama Bear. The red bag said, "A delicious treat." Then he put it on the doorstep and left the house and went to the next one. Then he thought about Mama Bear, and he went to the green car. Then he and Mama Bear drove to the next sleepy house, went into the snow just like the last time, waving the red bag behind him. They went to every sleepy house they saw until Sam's face was like an ice cube. Then they went to the last sleepy house and then went home. When Mama Bear opened the back door, she saw 2 bags left. Sam said, "For us?" "Of course," Mama Bear said. They went into the house and turned on the fireplace, got cocoa, and told stories about a boy that took delicious bags of cakes to the neighbors all by himself. And Sam loves taking cakes to the neighbors' houses all by himself. He hoped he could do it more often. At Parkview, there's supposed to be a gym teacher, but the gym teacher is 1,000 feet tall. The gym teacher has 3 horns. He has a sharp nose. He can pop a ball. His feet are 20 feet tall. His eyebrows are 10 inches big. His teeth are razor sharp. He can bite your head off. He is very scary. He has fingernails as big as a teacher's arm. The gym teacher growls really loud. It hurts our ears. He can chuck a basketball across the gym. Gym time. My class goes in to the gym. To the gym. The gym teacher is normal. He said, "Let's play basketball." Diesel slam dunk it. Diesel is cool. We had fun. The end. Graveyard. One day there was 2 kids in the forest looking for a lost cat that ran away. Then they heard a noise. Their heart stopped for a minute. Then they turned around, but they did not see anything. The names are Emma and Sam. The cat is not theirs. It is their friend Hannah's cat. Hannah's cat. She has 13 cats. The next day, Sam and Emma went to take a walk. They got lost. Then they got to a spooky graveyard. They were scared that they heard a noise coming from behind them, and she heard whispers. The whisper said, "Come here, come here, come here, come this way." The whisper said. Emma was so scared she went behind Sam and Sam said, "Are you scared or what?" Then they heard another noise and they thought it was the wind, but it wasn't the wind. It was a ghost, and the ghost said, where are you? Why are you scared, little girl?" "I am not scared," weird ghost. Then they heard a weird noise, and it went clickety-clack, clickety-clack, and it was a skeleton dancing in the middle of the graveyard. Emma and Sam laughed real hard. Then they kept on hearing noises, and this noise has to be a vampire skipping all the way to the graveyard with some of his friends, and all the bats were skipping all the way too. The end. What God gave. God gave us the green grass that we protect. God gave us the yellow sun that we see in the morning. God gave us the blue sky that we see in the middle of the day. God gave us the clouds that dance across the sky. God gave us the brown bark on trees. God gave us the gray sky when the angels cry. God gave us the silvery moon that shimmers in the silky night. God gave us the clear icicles in winter. God gave us the pink blooming flowers in spring. God gave us the golden rule so we can be nice and kind. Thank you, God. New principles. The new principal. There's supposed to be a principal at school. Mrs. Hauser announced we are going to get a principal. Her name is Mrs. LeBoton. They say she is a real monster. Her office is behind the nurses. They say she drank a potion and it turned her into a monster. She is pink and hairy and very scary, and her horns are as long as a school bus. It's scary enough that we have Mrs. Hausema as a teacher. Mrs. LeBoton's toenails are as long as a flagpole, as flagpoles, and if you're naughty, she'll clip your finger off and have it for lunch. She's like Santa Claus. She knows if you've been naughty, good or bad, so never be bad. Suddenly, I hear a crash. She doesn't use the door. "It's lunchtime," shouts Diesel, setting the clock to noon. Mrs. LeBoton comes over and lifts him up and asks, "How would you like to go to the moon?" She says. "Not before noon," said Diesel. "Oh, I thought you said lunchtime." Gurring. Once there was a kid named RJ. He got sent to the office because he rode on Mrs. Hausema's head. So Mrs. LeBoton cut him in half with her toenails. Well, it's time to take a tour around the school. We marched in Mrs. LeBoton, and Mrs. LeBoton is getting in her desk. I say hi, my shaking hands rise. She asks to see my notebook. I take it out of my bag. She starts to read. She's smiling, giggles. Now she's laughing. She says, "That's excellent, Emma," and walks away. The end.
By Ava Verville. Seasons. When the weather changes, it seems like the people change too. I know how the people change. If you listen and you look around you, people look different. Because in summer, people get sunburned and wear different clothes. And in winter, you can't see people at all because they're all bundled up inside. In fall, you can see the people half the time because the kids on nice days are raking piles of leaves and jumping in the piles of leaves they rake. And in spring, school starts and it rains lots. And it starts to be summer again, and that's how it goes. So it comes again and again. Night by Ava Verville. Snowy night. One snowy night we snuck out without Mom. She fell asleep watching television. It felt like I would burst out to an ice cube outside. My nose was as red as a cherry out of a can, and my feet were as cold as an ice cube. I almost told my dad I was cold, but when you go owling, you have to be quiet. There was a crescent moon. It was like a buttery bread out of the oven. The stars were shining like lights on a Christmas tree on New Year's Eve, except they were plain white crystals. Then we saw a bunch of trees in the woods. They swooped back and forth. Every time the wind blew, they had very scary shadows. It gave me chills up and down my arm, and every time the wind blew, branches fell and hit the ground like it got hit with a wrecking ball. But then we saw a flash in the sky. It had a shadow, and it made the sound. Woo, woo. It sounded like a slow, black, sad song. The rest of the way home, I knew my future for owling. The end. By Ava Verville. In May. In May, it becomes to be the summer, when the cold gets blown away by the summer breeze. A whole new world is about to begin. The nice breeze comes through, and the sun can be hotter. Each sun seems to get hotter each year. Kids laughing, mothers laying, and it seems like everywhere I look, not one person has a frown on their face. I love the joy all around me, because joy is good. We love joy, but it comes and goes, so stay, May, stay.